welcome to today's video. So today we're going to have a kitchen party. We're going to talk about those kitchen essentials that help us to make wonderful, nutritious meals for our family. So this is more of a homemaker's investment in your kitchen, and then I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I have. It's important for us, to have those little luxuries in our home. Like self-care doesn't have to be all about manicures and pedicures, but self-care can just be all about treating yourself and having teacup that you like. So for starters, when it comes to building up your kitchen, so this is for anyone who is maybe a new homemaker and is building up their kitchen. I wish I had a video or somebody to walk me through when I started and I got married and I started buying things for my home. Because over the years, I had to replace some of the things because I realized that I bought things that were not practical, or I bought things that were not quality. So I had to replace them down the line. For starters, if you want to build a curated kitchen, okay, so I would suggest you stick to a color palette. If you look at all the things that I have, they are in the same color scheme. So let us just start with when we have tea, when we have coffee. So for that, I have one of my favorites, this pink mug and this saucer. So if you saw my homemaking thrift haul, this saucer, I got it then. And then this one, I love it for having coffee. Okay, so when I have my tea, I then have it in this dainty one. So I have this in a set of 6, quite lovely, very feminine. I love it. It's quite a dainty set. I love this for having my flavored teas, green tea, rooibos, very nice. Okay, obviously you can't have a tea set without a tea kettle. So this is a basic, very basic tea kettle. I got it a while ago, a couple of years back. This is one of the things I got earlier on, especially because I was hosting Bible studies. So for serving tea, I got 2 of these. I have 2 of these. And what I love is that because I chose a white color palette, because white is my neutral color, it matches with my plates and other things. It matches very well. So it kind of looks like a set, but these pieces, I got them individually. So moving along to another mug and saucer. So this also is for coffee. So I suggest that you have like your cups that use them for tea, and then you have your obviously bigger mugs for when you're having coffee. So this one is a recent find. Got it from Pep Home, believe it or not. It's very nice. It's got this speckled detailing on the inside. It also has an irregular rim there, and look at this. Very lovely. So I pair them together as a nice set. And here's the thing, when you keep to a neutral color scheme, or you keep to a certain color scheme that you like, you can then build around those pieces. And when you put them, or you serve using all of your pieces, they give you that cohesive look. Last but not least, here I also have, when I'm having my cappuccino, I have this one, nice little cup, aesthetically pleasing. And then I like pairing that with this wooden little coaster. So I like having this like that. Makes little things like having tea, having a cup of coffee, very special. I mean, you are always in your home. Why not create a home that you enjoy? Buy those little small luxuries that can make your everyday feel elevated and special. Let us move along to the glassware. Okay, so moving along to glassware, I have this glass set. They go together. So this one, I put a glass straw inside, because typically I use this one for smoothies. So I can put in a glass straw and have a smoothie in the morning. This one, we also love to use it for breakfast because we don't drink any alcohol in my home. So this we use for your granola and yogurt with some fruit in the morning. And then this one would be for a drink or some water. And then because this is a set, I went and got something inexpensive. Got these from Jet Home for my kids. So when I give my younger kids, I give them with these when we're sitting probably around the dinner table, or when I want to keep everything cohesive that I'm serving on the table, then I will use these for my little ones. And if they break them, no sweat, very inexpensive. Unlike these ones are heavier, more quality glasses that I wouldn't want my younger kids using. So these ones, I don't mind them using. All right, so moving, still keeping to the glassware, fridge water. So this is how we have our fridge water. If one person wants to have water, they then use this one, and if it's more than one, we take out the bigger bottle to share. So, and then for the fridge, for storing leftovers, I have these containers. Also very neutral color. I don't have that bring about visual clutter in my home. So love these. We use them as lunch boxes. My husband uses some of them as lunch boxes for work. I have a lot of them in very different sizes. So I have the small ones, big ones, different kind of sizes for different purposes. But essentially, I use them to store leftovers in the fridge or for my husband's lunches. Then moving along, obviously when you cook, you need to measure out your liquids. So we have our measuring jugs. So I have my measuring jugs in different sizes. This is 2 cups. So when I need a 2 cup, this one is 4 cups, 2 cups, and then this one is 1 1/3. So basically when I need 1 cup, I then go for the little ones. Or sometimes when you just want to make a little bit of stock, put in your stew, I then will take out those ones. Moving on to our plates, I have these ones, these plates for my kids, which I amazingly got from Pep Home. I've been looking for these for a while. I'm the kind of person, if I want something, I will say, okay, this is what I want, and then I will write it on my wish list and I will wait. And I will look around up until I find it. So I recently got these from Pep Home. I think they are meant to be platters, but these are what my kids eat in. So I love the dividers because we can have fruit, a veg, and we can have a sandwich there. So these are what my kids use on a day-to-day basis. And then obviously one of our kitchen basics is a set of plates, okay, serveware. So I've got a bowl and a side plate and obviously the dinner plate. So for me, I go for white. I love white because white is timeless. And when I open up my cupboards, they're not visually cluttered when I look at them, and I love the cohesiveness of just having neutrals in my cupboard. In the beginning, I used to have some colorful dishes, but over time, I then realized that I don't like how they look, and I honestly don't like those colors, so I made sure that I phased them out. In as much as I love the neutrals, but sometimes I just want to jazz up my plating and make it look nice. So for that, I then go and get nice bowls. So I just want to do a close-up of this bowl, right? Nice little bowls like this, nice little serveware like this, where I can do that. So maybe if I'm having breakfast, I can put maybe some baked beans or some avocado or some mushrooms, you know, whatever the case may be. So I've got a couple of these for that purpose of just jazzing up my plating, because I have neutral white, plain or white plates. So also I have these ones as well in a different shape, but also white, so that when I want to bring in variety with my plates, I also have these. And you know what? Wait a minute, I have these as well. If I'm serving pasta, these are my pasta dishes. We eat pasta in these ones. And then if maybe we're having breakfast, I can use these ones. And sometimes I use these for dinner as well, or the round ones. You can go for a very neutral color, but you don't have to stick to the traditional plates, the round one, plain. You can just look for things that have a bit of detail, that have a vibe. And they actually go very nicely with my mixing, the white mixing bowls. These are the miniature versions of those big ones. So I also, when I buy, I also want to make it maybe match together with one of the things that I have, so that when I serve with all of them, they look cohesive, but they are not a set. So that's a clever way of just bringing variety in your dishes. Since, well, we've tackled the dishes, another thing that is of essential in the kitchen is a spoon rest. So when you're cooking there by the stove, you can have a spoon rest. I like to have a white one because, especially when I'm using my white pots, this is also something that goes very nicely. And a spatula as well, just to, when I'm cooking eggs, very good. It doesn't scratch my pots. And I love this a lot when you have, a jar of mayonnaise and you want to get that lost mayonnaise out, that lost peanut butter out. This is your buddy for that. So you can just lay it on here when you're cooking, and this is a better way of placing your spoon or your spatula onto your counter, unlike just putting it and making your counters very dirty. And then obviously, as you are cooking, you are touching hot pots and maybe a casserole dish in the oven. You can then have your oven mitts. I prefer these silicone ones over the cloth ones, mainly because I once had the cloth ones that matched my aprons, but I would find that over time they become so dingy that they are impossible to clean. So these ones, when they get dirty, you can just take a toothbrush and just brush with some dish soap and some water, and they are good to go. Sometimes you can just take them out in the sun after you've done that, and they are good as new. Since we're talking about those, a good set of dishcloths, dish towels is going to be your best friend. And dish towel, multiple uses. Obviously the dishcloths, for drying your dishes, but these ones, I use them in multiple ways in the kitchen. For starters, if I have a bread dough, then I will use it to cover my bread dough over the bowl. Another thing, I use them under bowls just to be a catch-all and catch all the flour and my baking ingredients, so that it's easy for cleanup. Another way I use these kitchen towels is on a tray, as a tea towel on a tray. Maybe put my teacup and my tea kettle, and makes it visually appealing. Another way is in a bread basket. I put this, if maybe let's say I'm serving brunch for my family or breakfast for my family, I can use this in a bread basket and then put in some rolls or some bread in that basket. So you see, there are multiple ways in which I use this. So for me, I have a couple of them in varying colors and different patterns. I love these a lot. So now, also moving on to cooking, obviously to make sure that you save your pots and make sure that they go a long way, you need to use wooden spoons over stainless steel that can scratch your pots. So I've got my wooden spoons, I've got more there, and this is what I use when I'm cooking. And then another thing that I do have that makes cooking fun is my veggie peeler and my shredder and julienne cutter. So these ones, I love them, as well as this one, just to give my vegetables a nice look, just to make my food appealing and looking nice. I mean, we first eat with our eyes. When we go to the restaurant, we look at the way they plate the food, we look at the way the food look. So I also want to do that for my family. I want to make sure that I make their food look nice for them. This is a Shogun set that I think I got from Macro. And as well, kitchen scissors are a necessity. I think I use this each and every single day. And then also I have a lemon juicer for making your own, sometimes when you're making your own marinades, you will need lemon juice. So having this is a handy tool. Obviously, you need to chop 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 as you cook. So chopping boards are a must. I have them in varying sizes, and I've got different ones for different uses. So I have my cutting boards for my veggies, and I also have my cutting boards for my different meats. Okay, so now let's move along to a homemaker's best friend. So a homemaker's best friend is an apron. So you don't have to look all raggedy as a homemaker and wear your old clothes. You can still wear your nice dresses and look beautiful as you serve your family, but you can get yourself an apron. If I had things my way, I would have a different apron for every dress that I have, but hopefully it's going to be a future project. So if I continue sewing, I might just sew myself different aprons for all my different dresses. I love my aprons. So this is good so that you don't get your clothes stained and your clothes will last you longer. And then these ones, you know, when they get dirty and dingy, you can replace these. It's no worries over your nice dresses. So I think that's it when it comes to what is on the table. We will then move along onto the pots and the mixing bowls, and I will show you what I have there. Okay, so coming along to your pots, so I would suggest that you get a nice pot set or a couple of them. One that you know that will be easy to clean. This is a cast iron, but it's called a Dutch oven because of these on the inside, so they call them this a Dutch oven. I got the set so that I can be able to make sourdough bread in this Dutch oven, so they can go in the oven. When I'm cooking with these, I use my wooden spoons, but for dishing or other things, I then use these. If you're starting out and you're building out your kitchen and you just need to buy a set of pots, I would recommend you to get cast iron because it's the best in my opinion. This is for everyday cooking. I love that it's timeless. I love that you can actually even hand them over to your kids as heirlooms. I love that it is a very, very, very durable, high quality pots. I got mine from the thrift store at a flea market. One of their flea markets, that's when I bought mine. So I have a set of these pots. I also have a set of stainless steel pots. Yeah, there's another set of cast iron pots that can go in the oven as well. So I have a couple of, I've got how many sets? 1, 2, I've got 4 sets of pots. But these ones are the ones that I love the most. Okay, and then, okay, my cast iron I love, and then these ones I love also. So when it comes to mixing bowls, when it comes to cooking, salads, I would suggest that you get something of this nature, a bit deep, so that you can use them also as your mixing bowls for baking. At the same time, you can serve on the dinner table with them as your salad bowls, or you can serve rice in this as well. So you find that you can use them for multiple things. Another thing, sometimes you set it out on your counter and it can be your fruit bowl. So I love things with multiple uses. I highly recommend those. Another thing as well is these type of mixing bowls, right? The stainless steel one. So I've got these in varying sizes, and I find that sometimes I use them for baking, sometimes I use them to soak my produce because I buy a whole lot of produce at a time. Sometimes I just sit them out, all of them. I've got maybe 6 of them, and I actually want to go get more because I use them for multiple use. This one, I also use it sometimes when I'm making dumpling. I will put it inside a pot and use it to make dumpling. At the same time, it's a mixing bowl. At the same time, sometimes when I'm moving around and I want to wipe maybe my counters and I don't want to use my basin, I can put some water, soapy water, and just move around my kitchen to wipe my kitchen using these bowls. So I find that they have multi-purpose use, and even when my daughter is baking, I give her these to bake with. Only I bake with those ones. So there's certain things that I set up for my kids, and then there's certain things that I want to be there when they use them because those are more of my specialty items. So that is it from me, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen party. So if there's anyone you know that likes kitchen stuff just like me, give this video a share so that they can also join in on the fun. Christmas is around the corner. If there's anything that you like that gave you some bit of inspiration, then you can put that on your Christmas wish list and your family can get that for you. So if this video was helpful to you, let me know in the comment section down below. Give it a like and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Obviously, would love to have you as part of this growing family. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining me today. God bless you.